Up next on Eco Company,
He's a teen on a mission to save the planet.
I just want to do everything I can to slow down global warming and to convince other people that we need to be taking action.
But he's not stopping there. He's taking his case to lawmakers too.
and one of the greenest schools in America.
One is for recyclables, and we're just doing that like normal. And second part is for large compostable items.
Why these students take their trash seriously.
Then, teens reducing their carbon footprint by growing their own food.
We planted a lot of peppers and some chives and some sweet bell peppers that are good for barbecuing.
And we're not just talking about veggies. They've got chickens too.
And want to green up your home?
How many 23s do we have?
These guys can help. It's Teens to the Rescue.
Okay.
Eco Company
Starts now. Hi everybody, you're watching Eco Company. I'm Jordan.
And I'm Brendan, and today we've got some amazing stories about teens who are dedicated to help make a difference to the planet.
We tracked down a cool crusader, which is pretty tough to do because he's a very busy guy.
He was trained under former Vice President Al Gore, and he even started his own nonprofit group to help fight climate change.
He accomplished all this all before his sophomore year in high school. Jessica has his story. What do I want? Stop global warming!
Meet high school sophomore Alec Lors.
That's who I am!
From starting his own environmental nonprofit organization, becoming the youngest presenter trained by Al Gore's climate project, and writing a new Declaration of Independence, this Ventura, California teen isn't taking climate change sitting down.
I feel that I'm being called to stop global warming within my lifetime. Our voices matter more than anyone else, and we are already making the world better.
We caught up with this eco-crusader doing a presentation for the Alliance for Climate Education.
To our organizations,
Lors has given dozens of these presentations on the science of climate change,
we're adding more CO2 into the atmosphere than the Earth is prepared to handle.
what causes it, and how to fight it.
For example, if every American just replaced 4 light bulbs with CFLs, it would be the same as taking 3 million cars off the road.
Lors says he felt the call to do something when he was only 12.
What really got you started with all this? I mean, what was your inspiration?
Well, it all started when I saw Al Gore's movie, An Inconvenient Truth, and after I saw that movie, I was just so motivated by the global warming issue, this climate crisis. I knew I had to do something about it.
He contacted Al Gore's climate project then and there, but he was too young at the time. So he started his own nonprofit group, Kids vs. Global Warming instead. And this media whiz kid designed his own presentation.
I just feel so passionate about this issue. I just want to do everything I can to slow down global warming and to convince other people that we need to be taking action.
It wasn't long before Gore's camp welcomed him into the fold.
He felt really bad about rejecting me a couple years before. So he actually ended up personally inviting me to his next training session in Nashville, Tennessee. So I then became the youngest trained presenter of his Inconvenient Truth presentation.
Lors isn't just talking the talk, he's walking it too. He started Sea Level Awareness Campaign, or SLAP for short. It shows us one thing that could happen if climate change isn't stopped.
I saw a map of what my city, Ventura, would look like if we didn't respond to climate change, and sea level rose 23 feet like scientists project, and I was just blown away. Half of the city would be gone within a year. We had put up these 9 poles throughout the beach warning of future sea level rise.
He's not stopping there. He's taking his case to lawmakers too.
So I wrote a Declaration of Independence from fossil fuels, and it states that we, the youth of America, no longer want to be governed by the fossil fuel industry. Our addiction to fossil fuels is endangering our rights as youth to life, liberty, and happiness.
Lors says it's about sending world leaders a message.
Just letting them know that we care about this issue and that we as youth demand that they take action and make choices that benefit our future.
It's a future we hold in the palm of our hands.
So who is ready to do whatever it takes to stop global warming?
We're going to be affected more than anyone else by the global climate crisis, and we're going to have to grow up to face the consequences of what the world does or fails to do now. And I think we don't have to wait till we grow up to make these changes. People always say that we're the future, but we're here now. So we're the present, and our voices do make a difference.
Wow, he's one very inspirational guy.
Yeah, have you ever thought about how you can make a difference?
We found some teens at one school making a big difference on their own campus.
And it's a good thing they have gloves handy because they're sifting through the trash. Welcome to Irvington High School in Fremont, California, home of the Vikings. But these aren't just any explorers. They're searching for ways to clean up the planet. And they're starting with their own corner of it.
And then put it across like a line so then, yeah.
These students are members of the school's environmental club, the Go Green team. And today they're conducting a campus trash audit. It all starts in the courtyard where they've collected several days worth of trash from their outdoor bins.
So it kind of gives us a visual representation of how much we throw away that can be recycled instead. And then it'll help us target what we need to do in the future to help encourage recycling.
The next order of business is hauling everything out back, where the real work begins.
One is for recyclables, and we're just doing that like normal. And second part is for large compostable items like pizza boxes, those lunchbox trays. Put those into the green bins.
Bags of compostables and recyclables get sorted out. The trash pile will ultimately end up at a landfill, and their goal is to keep as much out of there as possible.
So here I'm bagging this green bin, which is for composting. And when we're done with composting, we just put it into our green dumpster, and they take that to a composting facility instead of throwing that into a landfill.
Club president Alexander Chung says it's all about finding out just what's being thrown away and where.
We went through that trash and we calculated how much of it is recyclable, how much of it is compostable, and how much of it is legitimate trash we could have eliminated through programs and other methods where we could have saved resources.
If it's got any type of water or oil on it, it has to go to compost.
Students are also getting some help from advisor Clint Johns, who's a teacher on campus.
I'm hoping that by having students with the ability to have gloves, things that we provide for them, that they can do this in a relatively safe manner and kind of remove the ick factor. If they do it enough and I'm out here and they see that I'm doing it, then they'll be less opposed to wanting to try it out themselves and making a difference.
Ipsa Sharma doesn't mind a little dirty work.
I think that it's good because it's like helping the environment and helping our school be green.
The students' dedication isn't surprising. In fact, the school recently won the title of Greenest School in America in a national contest.
We won for multiple elements. So first of all, we have all the actual green activities and things we do at our school. So like the trash audit that we just did, recycling, we do that every week. A whole entire school is recycled in 30 minutes.
It's all part of the Go Green team's mission to educate their peers.
Our club's main goal is ultimately to just raise awareness about this climate catastrophe that we have, and that what we do to kind of tackle this solution and what people can do at home about this problem.
And here on campus, the audit has shed light on the problem these guys will tackle next.
At the end of the day, I found out that we really need to step up our composting program, but we have to expand more to teach others how to do it.
It's all about educating others so they can help make a difference in their school or community too.
We really need to encourage others to take the responsible approach and to do it on their own and to bring it back to their own lives and how they can improve their own systems at home.
It is also inspiring to those watching these teens become eco-warriors for the planet.
It shows a lot of dedication for students to want to stay after school for a whole hour, if not a little bit longer, put on gloves, go through nasty trash that other students generated. It says a lot about the type of kids that they are and what they're willing to try in order to become greener citizens in the world.
Still ahead, two teens who say we should kick the plastic habit, and they're taking their case to the camera.
And if we don't stop this, it's like eventually this plant's gonna be trashed.
But first, a group of high school students who love getting their hands dirty.
I've always loved to garden. I've liked to work in the earth, like to work in the dirt, and I just like to see my hard work pay off.
They've created an organic garden with chickens too. Stay tuned for more Eco Company. Did you know that growing your own food is a great way to reduce your carbon footprint?
We found one group of high school students doing just that in an organic garden that they built from the ground up.
When it comes to gardening, These guys have it down. They're students at Bellarmine College Prep in San Jose, California.
We're looking at the Bellarmine Orchard Garden, and we actually just put in some chickens. Hopefully that will escalate into a larger project. Let's check out what we have here.
Senior Michael Dirksen decided to get the project going.
To tell you the truth, I don't know the names of these chickens, but it looks like in that box right there we have our first egg. And it's good for us. I mean, not only can we use the eggs, but the manure is great fertilizer. We're not using pesticides, you know, we're really going for the green approach here. You might want to check over there. I've always loved to garden. You know, I've liked to work in the earth, like to work in the dirt, and I just like to see my hard work pay off. So here we have our pumpkin patch. There's 2 on each one, and this is drip irrigation. And so hopefully these will crawl out and sprawl along the garden. We planted a lot of peppers and some chives and some sweet bell peppers that are good for barbecuing. You know, you can do a lot with them. You can can them, pickle them. So right here we're looking at tomato plants and eggplant. And the planter box that we have here, this is what we use from the old picnic bench. The trellises that we use here, we took out an old palm tree, and the fronds that we have, we use for the plants that climb up. They're essentially, I guess you could call them organic cages.
The idea behind all this is to get people thinking about the environment and farming our own food.
We've been given an incredible gift of nature, and I think we should take care of it the best that we can.
Getting everything sustainable and from your own backyard is really kind of what this is kind of trying to move towards.
Senior Stuart Dooley is one of the regulars out here.
You may only have a small piece where you can grow some corn or some beans or lettuce or something like that, but every single bit helps. You're just releasing that carbon footprint. You know, you're not buying your lettuce from Mexico or something like that. You know, you're homegrown, you're getting your hands dirty, and you're getting with the earth, which really feels good.
Students plan to donate some of the crop to food banks.
We can give a lot away, and that way we can just help the people in the environment. And it also gives them good nourishment. You know, this is homegrown produce, which is the best for you.
And, he says, best for nature, too.
I wish that everybody just would like to plant. You know, I think that it's great to grow your own things. It tastes better, for one thing. You can limit dependence on foreign countries. It also decreases fossil fuels and the use of other environmentally harmful things. And so I think with that, I just like to see more people cultivate the earth.
Reducing energy dependency is what it's all about these days.
Yeah, everybody's keeping a close eye on their energy bills.
I ran into a group of teens helping homeowners green up by conducting energy audits. It's a new kind of house call, one that saves you money, helps the environment, and supports young people. Teens, energy specialists, you bet, and they could be coming to a neighborhood near you. In Northern California, these teens are learning how to save money, energy, and water, and teach homeowners how to do it too. It's thanks to a program called California Youth Energy Services. Alex Smith is a site manager. So what's a home audit?
Well, basically we go through your home and go room to room and see where you use energy and water and find out how much of it you're using and see if we can lower that for you.
Is there a selection process that you go through to select them, or how does this work?
It's pretty rigorous. They go through interview process just like a very professional job, because that is one of the goals, is to teach professionalism, and that's why we like to interact with the clients.
First up, teens like Amber Reeves study up on all their eco facts.
I haven't known anything about conserving energy or water until I came to this job, but now if you ask me, I'm like an encyclopedia about it all, so it's pretty neat.
After arming themselves with backpacks full of CFLs and everything else they need, it's time to hit the road.
Hello.
Hi.
My name is Amber. This is my partner, Jenny. We're with California Youth Energy Services, here to answer your free greenhouse call.
Okay.
First up, a look around to get the lay of the land.
When we go in the house, the youth are looking for different kinds of incandescent light bulbs, shower heads, aerators for the sink in the bathroom. They even check the toilet for leaks.
They'll be back later, but now our teen energy specialists move on to water fixtures, like shower heads and faucets.
So what we're doing now is measuring how much water you use per minute in gallons.
If too much water is being used, they install aerators. They save water by pumping air into the water stream, so you still get the pressure without using as much water. They also install a clothesline outside to use instead of a dryer, and they're not done yet.
4174. Right now, we're just doing an exterior survey of the house, weather stripping, and if there's an unshaded portion of roof, which most time there is, just to see if we can install solar paneling later. It's nice to see that there's a big, fat water heater blanket. That's always good to see.
Back inside, it's time to change out all of the old incandescent light bulbs for newer, compact fluorescents. Finally, it's time to do a final check in the bathroom and that potentially leaky toilet.
Is there a leak? Oh, we have a winner. No leak.
Phew, that's why they call it a wrap.
Overall, it went well. We exchanged a whole lot of light bulbs, almost depleted our whole supply. Changed a few aerators, we're about to install a clothesline.
It was a great experience for you.
It was wonderful.
Very knowledgeable too.
Yes, they learned a lot, it sounds like, from this place. So, and they gave me some good information too.
So, I mean, when we get to install a lot, when we get to tell people something that they don't know, that's what makes it a good greenhouse cause.
Next up,
we're hoping that we can educate people about reducing plastic, say, you know, if we can do it, so can you.
2 teens on a crusade against plastic. More Eco Company is coming up.
Plastic, plastic, plastic. It's everywhere.
In our landfills, lakes, and streams, and a lot of it ends up in our oceans.
I met up with 2 teens who are trying to reduce our plastic use to help the whole planet.
How many pounds of trash does the average American create in a day? 4 pounds, 2 pounds, or 10 pounds?
Meet Clay Ferguson.
This is a produce bag.
And Claudia Newt.
Put your string beans in it, or your cherries, or your oranges.
2 high school students on a mission to protect the planet from plastic.
And this is meant to replace a plastic produce bag.
These are more than just environmental activists handing out cloth bags with members of the East Hills 4-H Green Teens.
You can use these instead of those plastic bags. So let's reduce our plastic.
They're also budding filmmakers.
We're hoping that we can educate people about reducing plastic, say, you know, if we can do it, so can you. Here's some tips on how to do it.
So why are they targeting plastic?
Plastic is a throwaway item. You use it, once it's used up, you toss it in the trash. Now, most people say you're throwing the plastic away. Away to where? Mostly away into the landfill.
In fact, the Environmental Protection Agency says in 2007, only 7% of plastic items were recycled at all.
When you throw it in the landfill, or if you toss it on the street, it affects our water supply, and that can be unhealthy. It can contaminate our land. Plastic is just, kind of bad news.
One of the biggest problems, they say, is all the plastic packaging that goes into the food we buy.
We're doing it on food because food is something we all shop for. And whether it's just takeout or take home or just cook it at home, it's very hard to find it not in plastic.
For the video, they've decided to collect a mountain of it and take part in a challenge called No Plastic Left Behind.
And you basically collect all the plastic that you use for 3 months, and then you do something creative with it. You make a quilt square. And this is like, hey, this is the plastic that I use.
This is a footprint. Actually, it's my footprint. I stomped on this thing with black paint and cut it out. And basically it symbolizes that the impact that plastic has on our environment. Everyone knows their carbon footprint. Well, this is your plastic footprint.
All plastics aren't created equal. There are 7 different types, some easier to recycle than others.
I've got a number 2 bottle over here.
This type can be recycled and made into a lot of new products. Plastics used for clear food packaging, like bread bags, get tagged with the number 3 and are another story.
You've got stuff where, they insert plastic
on cardboard.
This little box, they put a little window in so you can see the pasta, right? But that's like a little swatch of plastic that we're stuck with, and this is unrecyclable.
Film plastics just cannot get recycled. Any film plastics.
Clay outlined all the types in his last video. It won a 2008 President's Environmental Youth Award given out by the EPA.
On September 17, 2007, the East Hills 4-H Club participated in a coastal cleanup.
He made the video with another friend after hearing about the Pacific Garbage Patch.
it just collects there from all over the world, and it's really not a good thing.
Both of these green teens say it's time to stop that flow of plastic now.
This is the amount of trash that my family has collected over the course of 3 months. Now, the really scary part is that some families make this much in a week or two.
If you can't avoid it, they say always recycle what you can.
It's important because we're kids, but we're also people. The earth belongs to us. It belongs to everybody, and we need to take care of it.
And if we don't stop this, it's like eventually this planet's gonna be trashed.
Well, that wraps up another episode of Eco Company. Thanks for watching us.
For more information on the stories in our shows or to give us feedback, check out our website at eco-company.tv.
And check us out on Facebook. We'll see you next time
on Eco Company.